Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, Mr. DJ, how are you?
Put a record on.
I want to dance with my baby. I am so excited. So peek behind the curtain, everyone. We can't reveal who it is, but we have some exciting prospects to maybe or maybe not be a guest on the show soon.
You know what? Maybe this is the year.
Maybe this is the year 2025. You know what? I have to say, again, not revealing who this is, but I did, I have revealed this person to a select group of close friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I texted my friend Andrew and he was like, I'm going to puke. And I was like, same. And I was like, and he goes, your project 25 or 2025. And I was like, you're not wrong. I mean, it's better than what's currently going on.
I'm just saying. Right. So, and isn't that, I feel like that's always the dichotomy. Like, it's the worst of times, it's the best of times.
Is that not the damn truth?
Right.
Like right now, I truly feel like the way that music releases have been going this year thus far, we are in for a real treat music-wise this year.
Right. And it's like during the pandemic, the girls ate. During this, the girls are going to eat.
Yeah.
Here for it.
I'm here for it. Like, I'm not here for feeling like shit every day.
Correct.
But I'm here to at least alleviate that pain. I can put on my headphones. You know what I forgot is coming out tomorrow that I'm so excited about? The new Dev Cataracs song.
I cannot wait to hear this.
I cannot wait either.
Right. I'm very, very excited. And I feel like nobody's talking about it.
Well,
I mean,
we are doing it right now. We are trendsetters and we are music scientists, if you will. Yeah. And Dev and the Cataracs, like, I love this whole concept of recession pop making a comeback right now. But talk about like the soundtrack of that like time period.
Right.
That like electronic club pop, just banger after banger.
Right. Is that still like the LMFAO era?
Yeah, I would say
What years? Like 2010, 2009 to 2011-ish.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe even earlier than that too.
Yeah, I would say like recession. I would feel like when I think of recession pop, I think of like 2008 to like 2011, 2012-ish.
Right.
Would be kind of that because
I feel like that's also when there was a significant difference in the technology. Like, and it just seemed like something happened in that moment because that's when you had the really big mainstream introduction of like David Guetta and like all of that stuff. But it's a very specific sound in that time era.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially between like 2008 to like 2010, specifically those like 3 years right there. Like if you were to play anything from that time period, I could probably pinpoint when it came out.
Oh, without a doubt.
Even between like Gaga's The Fame versus The Fame Monster.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, that's 2008, but that's 2009.
Right.
Like,
right. No, you're so much better at that than me.
Sometimes
you say stuff on here and I'm like, how does she know that? My God.
Because I'm autistic. Like
touch of the tism.
Just a little bit. And like I like joke about that, but sometimes I do wonder. Right, I'm not even kidding. Right. Like I do wonder. But yeah.
It's a spectrum.
It is a spectrum, much like sexuality.
Amen.
And gay men.
Gay men.
Gay men. But yeah, I'm very excited for this Dev Cataract song. I think it's something about blowing my whistle or make my whistle blow,
which also feels very of that moment.
Yeah, we love a whistle. We love a whistle. I love blowing on a whistle.
Right. Who doesn't?
I love it. And I did hear a tiny little snippet, and it sounds like it's gonna be a fucking banger. So
I mean, I really hope that this isn't a one and done either.
Same.
Like I hope, right. Like you can't just give us one and then just drop off the planet for another 10 years, Dev. Cataracts.
Right. Yeah. Ooh, maybe I should save that for my songs we don't talk about enough. But ooh, I'm gonna save it. I
have a really, really gay one today.
Ooh, I love that. But like, do you have like a favorite Dev song?
What was the?
I think
In the Dark.
In the Dark is good.
In the Dark, and it was
really good.
but it's was it Hype James remix? What is it?
Oh yeah.
That one specifically, that I used to play all the time in my sets, and I was obsessed with that.
Love.
Big fan of In the Dark.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
Yeah.
That's like sax, like synthy sax and
Mm-hmm.
like so good. I think I will always have a soft spot for bass down low.
Ugh. I
I
totally
like
didn't
my
even think
beats
about
fast
that.
and
And
my
my
bass
bass down
down
low.
low. Bass
Bass
down
down low.
low.
Oh,
I
I have
talk
to dig
about
up. I have a mix of that you would love.
love.
Yeah.
Talk about like like a sound from like a timestamp from that period. Not only like the obviously the it's the cataracts,
Right.
but the like that like stuttery vocal effect that bass
Yep.
down low like
Yep. But like
nothing.
that is that the same time as that Fergie a little honey never held nobody.
That that right, that came out in 2012.
Okay, so it's
It's
near there.
adjacent. Yeah, I want to say Based Down Low came out like somewhere like 2009 or 2010.
Okay,
And then In the Dark I think came out 2010, 2011ish.
got it.
So
So
yeah, I mean
it's
there
I felt like that was sort of like when we got to that song, that to
uh-huh.
me sort of signal, and nothing against Fergie or any of the people that were involved in that, but I
Yeah.
felt like that was sort of like, oh, we're rounding the corner and now this is getting to the end of this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've made this sound go into a movie soundtrack. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like
Yep.
yeah, and now it's like this is sort of signaling like we're gonna change soon.
Yeah. And that song in particular, and I mean, you called it with like the LMFAO because I believe Goon Rock,
Yeah.
who either was part of LMFAO or was their
Yes.
producer, like produced that song.
It's Red Foo, which is Berry Gordy's grandson, and then
Right.
Goon Rock. Yeah,
But wasn't there someone else too?
I think so,
There
but
were,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to that man.
I know. Sorry to these men. Oh my gosh. But I mean like yeah, I mean like I guess we're getting a Selena Gomez Gracie Abrams collaboration.
Crazy.
Let's celebrate that.
I'll do it. She's somebody that I never really know what's going on with her music career. I
Which
feel
Selena?
Selena, yeah. Like there are
Yeah.
some songs that I really like. I almost every time I go and play in Philadelphia, I have a remix of "Love You Like a Love Song" that
Hmm.
I will forever rep that song. It's one of my favorite pop songs of like the last 25 years. Maybe no,
Yeah.
it's the last 25 years.
You keep replaying it on repeat.
Beep, 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 beep. It's so good. It's such a good song. It's a bop. But yeah, I feel like she sort of like flies in every once in a while, and she's like, "Here's a song. Oh, I did this track with Marshmello, or I'm just gonna sort of drop." And it's like I don't really. I
Yeah.
think she's in her actress era, so I'm happy for her. But I don't know.
Mhm.
I just haven't really followed that much, unfortunately.
I haven't either. She's one of those artists that I've been definitely more of a casual fan of,
For
where
sure.
it's like I loved a lot of her singles. I would say for me, my favorite album of hers is oh my gosh, Revival.
Oh
The
yeah,
probably arguably her biggest album.
yeah.
Um, like Me and My Girls,
Mm-hmm.
Bop, love
Yep,
that one.
yep. I was a big
But
fan of Hanson myself.
oh, absolutely,
It's so good.
yeah. I mean, I could, but why would I want to?
And
Like,
it was just the lip sync song on Drag Race like last week. It was so good.
was it? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I need to catch up on Drag Race. I've missed out on like the last two. Okay, here's something with Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are what 14 seasons in.
17.
Okay, nuts.
Yeah.
Like
crazy,
crazy.
actually. Right.
But like, so this is like the first season that I've ever really like watched live as it's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is that I personally, and this is one of the reasons why I don't really keep up with it. I only have streamers. I don't watch, or I have like, I don't do YouTube TV, or I don't do like any cable or whatever. I mean, we could talk this with Drag Race or like award shows. I feel like there needs to be conversations with these types of things where like everything just needs to move to the streamers now.
It's just annoying because like as I love RuPaul and she's, capitalism Barbie, and I'm totally here for it. Like, girl, do your thing, get your coins, make your empire. But every season it feels like she jumps from platform to platform. At one point it was on MTV, it was on Paramount Plus, then we're on this, and I'm like, all right, VH1, like I can't, like that's the thing that's annoying, because then Brian's sitting here trying to be like, how can I pirate this and how can I get around, because I'm not signing up for another streamer and it's ridiculous. And is so much jumping around. I'm like, you have the World of Wonder app. I pay for the World of Wonder app. Like, just put
Right.
the thing on there. Like, why is that a problem?
Right. Yeah. And it's
But
like, I'm sure that there's probably some sort of exclusive rights or
sure.
like, or whatever, but it's like, figure it out.
Right.
Like at
Like
this point.
it's really, really nuts. And this is why, like, I keep saying, like, there's so many things, even movies, that are just not available on streaming. And I'm like, I still have my DVDs. Like,
Right.
it's I just don't like that I spend all this money to watch these programs. Oh my God, I sound like my grandmother. To watch these shows or these movies. And I'm like, but I don't own anything.
Right. No, I know. And that was one of my biggest things with streaming when once we really started going into the streaming era. I would say like 2015 is when it started really becoming more of
Oh,
a,
yeah.
I always think of it with 2015 because of like Adele withholding her album
Yep.
from Spotify for like a month or something like that.
Iconic.
But iconic move. But yeah, I remember that being one of the things I was like, I understand that you're paying a monthly subscription essentially for access to all of this music.
Right.
But I was like, you end that subscription, you don't own any of that stuff anymore. So where does it go? Like, does it just delete from your phone or like what happens? Right. And so that's why I did and still do appreciate like the tangibleness of like either physical copies or an MP3 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if there ever is something that I truly am like, I need this in my life, regardless of like what happens, I will make a purchase on iTunes.
Absolutely.
Just to be like, just in case, you never know.
Right.
Because okay, this is, I know that we're way past Christmas, but a great example of this is Sarah McLachlan did that like remix contest for the first Noel Mary Mary.
Oh yeah.
And they released a remix EP of like 8 or 9 remixes of that song. And I remember back when that was released, gosh, that was like 2006-ish, something like that. And I remember like being like, oh, I can't afford this $9.99 EP, like not on this broke ass college fund.
Right.
So I remember I purchased 3 of the tracks, 3 of my favorite remixes that were on the EP. Well, that EP is no longer on streaming, and it's no longer even available to purchase in the iTunes store. But thanks to the iCloud, I still have access to those 3 files.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, and what's even worse is that these are contest winners, so you took their songs down.
Right.
Like, why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Like,
especially if it's 2 Christmas songs that you own.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And so I'm just kind of like,
because it costs them nothing to put it up.
That's one of the things that I'm wondering. I'm like, is there a cost to host your music on these streaming platforms?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but it's not like for her to like keep a release up. It's not. We're not talking about like dollars.
Right. Yeah. You're not paying like $1,000 to host it on. Yeah.
To have these first Noel remixes up.
Because the world needs them.
Right.
Come on. But okay, so there's a few things that have happened in the culture in recent days. I would say the biggest thing that we are looking forward to right now is we have Lady Gaga's Mayhem coming up. And she just released the track list, which was pretty much like known at this point. Like it was kind of teased in her like trailer or whatever. But it sounds like we're going to be getting like a promotional track called Vanish Into You fairly soon, according to teasers and insiders and things like that. So, and it sounds like that or I shouldn't say it sounds like there was a snippet of a new song when she revealed the track list.
Yes.
That I was very excited. I mean, this album sounds like it's going to be phenomenal.
For real though. Like there's a track on here called How Bad Do You Want Me? That's the one that I'm like, give it to me. What does it sound like? Give it to me.
We want it bad. We want you bad, Gaga.
Yes, I want to hear that.
I know. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I remember that there's like a song called Killa. Is that the one? Is that the one with Gesaffelstein?
Yes.
I'm very excited to hear that.
And it's the only one that's explicit.
So let's get nuts.
Like let's fucking do it.
Let's get fucked up. But like I just like all of these song titles just sound so inspired and so fresh. I feel like it's been a minute since we've heard some like interesting song titles.
Well, and I'm just saying track 8, Love Drug, is also written the same way that Love Game was.
Yeah.
Together as one word with the capital of both. So that also excites me.
Love that. I love like obviously Shadow of a Man. She kind of teased at the end of the Chromatica Ball film. Very excited for that. I love that there's a track called The Beast.
Yes.
I love that there's a track called Blade of Grass. I'm actually very curious to hear what that sounds like.
That's got to be like another ballad.
I
don't know.
Think? I don't know. She's kind of alluded, based on like interviews that I've seen of her, she's alluded that Die With a Smile is the only ballad on the album.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, so I mean I would be totally here for that. There are 2 bonus tracks, Kill for Love and what was the other one? Can't Stop the High. So let's see, Kill for Love is the Target track, and then there's a store exclusive edition for Can't Stop the High. So I mean, I'm willing to purchase both.
The variants are varianting.
Here's the thing. This is how you get me to buy a variant.
Right.
You want me to buy a variant. Don't put some like acoustic live version from Paris. No shade. Right. No shade.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But give me like an actual fresh new bonus track, right?
Right. And like here's the thing. So like The Weeknd just came out with his album Hurry Up Tomorrow, which I really, really like, by the way. And I bought 2 of the vinyl variants because one had Jean-Michel Basquiat cover design on it, which I love. And I love him. So I was like, got that one. And then there was another one that I thought was really cool with another artist that I was like, okay, cool, I got that too. So I was like, I got 2. I don't really need more. I'm not like a super, super Weeknd fan like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking when they arrive and I'm like, there's really not a lot of songs on here. It's only 1 disc. It wasn't even the full album.
I saw that.
And then like 2 weeks ago, put out the full album. And I was like, oh no, girl. Oh no. We are not bait and switching. No, I'm not doing that. No, that's ridiculous. I will wait till that shit goes on sale now. Because that shit will go on sale and I will wait. No, because like that shit pisses me off.
Yeah. I don't like that either. It's like, I don't know. Like, and obviously we love Beyonce. This is a Beyonce stan podcast.
Beyond.
But like Cowboy Carter had a similar-ish situation with the original pressing of the first edition of the album. Clearly the album went through some re-edits and had some additions added to it. Which on one hand, I would say, at least with Beyonce, it wasn't like, I think there was like only 4 new tracks added to like the version that we all know.
Yeah.
The official version, which was on streaming, but like the physicals that came out did not have those 4 songs. I will say though, like at the same time, it is kind of cool because essentially it was like, okay, now those are probably going to be collector's items. Like,
for sure.
Like the original version of the album, and they probably had them all pressed on, ready to go. And they were like, oh wait, let's actually fix this.
Oh yeah, because the same thing happened with Renaissance when the Kelis thing happened.
Right.
Because I still have my original Renaissance vinyl with the milkshake sample in it.
Yep. I like to call that version, what do I call it? The ableist theft version. because there was the Kelis sample or interpolation. Honestly, let's circle back to that in a second. But then also it has the original lyric in Heated, which she said spaz instead of blast on that ass.
Yeah.
And so she changed that lyric. And I think that happened within the same week.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I am running to the store to get this because I was like, now that it's gone.
No, because she did that also when on what was it, the first DVD when she put out her B-Day the video album.
Yes.
When Kissing You had to be removed.
Yeah, because Desiree was like, I did not clear this.
Right. No, girl.
She's like, you gotta be wiser.
I want those coins, yeah.
Yes. Okay, but the milkshake interpolation here, I personally feel like that was added as a technicality and not like, or I should say that it was credited for technical purposes, because when I hear that what was actually removed from the song,
right?
I was
it
like,
was the la la in the background,
yeah. Because milkshake's la la's go like this, la 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 la. I know everyone probably thought Kelis just walked into the room.
Oh my God, is she here?
I know, right? Like, where is she? Oh my God, where are the milkshakes?
Right. She stopped cooking for a minute.
She stopped cooking. Oh, right. Oh my God. I would love for her to cook for me. Oh my God.
There's nothing I would love more. Please.
Kelis, please feed us. But then I heard, the what was on Energy was, okay, I'm trying to remember. I have the milkshake version in my head. It was like, oh, it was la 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 la.
But so I think it might have been just them like possibly sampling the background and making it that pattern. Like, I don't know if it's resung or if it was sampled. Like, if it's sampled,
It's
then well, if it was sampled, they would get credit as a sample. If it was interpolated, I mean, they would still get credit, but
I think it was considered an interpolation because I heard the isolated vocal from it
mm,
and it was resung.
oh,
So that's the I was like, I feel like the whole like controversy with that, I was like, I understood Kelis's point of view, but
sure,
unfortunately, I don't think that unfortunately Kelis didn't write the song, so
right,
like legally Beyonce didn't have to do anything,
right,
but she removed the sample or interpolation or whatever, which like that was a moment where I was like, when I first heard the song, I was like, where is this interpolation? And then once I heard it, I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, I miss it. Like it was like
right.
it shows like those little details do matter.
Oh, absolutely. And also, like, I got Khalees's point. I really, really did as an artist, but I was just sort of like, I don't know. I was upset that it all happened because the last thing I would want is for there to be bad blood between the two of them. Like, I
Right.
would love a collaboration between those two. Are you kidding me? That would be iconic.
Work it out on the remix.
Oh,
Like, come
please.
on. I would
Can you
love
imagine a
that.
heated remix with Khalees? I can't my heart. I can't even imagine. I don't even dare to fly that close to the sun.
That would be insane. You know, Khalees also mentioned that she has new music coming out soon.
I'll be so excited.
I'm like, girl, let's sit down, cook us some meat.
Ooh, I have another song we don't talk about enough now. Damn. Ooh, and
I
I gotta
know.
start writing shit down.
Literally, like honestly, this year feels like it's going to be a great year for
Hmm.
music. And talk about a singer. I mean, Khalees, so super underrated.
Beyond,
Has obviously people know her for songs like Milkshake, as we
of
mentioned,
course.
Bossy,
Hmm.
Caught Out There, but she has so many incredible tracks on her own, but has so many wonderful collaborations that span all the genres.
Right. If you want to watch me become an absolute gutter slut, put on In Public
I'm not even kidding.
and watch me. No matter where I am, the
Like,
show. I
y-
I just it just I can't even help myself. That song is
I'll lay my
phenomenal.
head down and I'll make your body blast.
Stop. I live. Oh, I got to
Like,
listen to that after this.
it's so
So
good.
good. Just everything. The production on that is phenomenal. And she's so good on that one. We used to walk around, me and my friend Marissa, because on Staten Island, when we were growing up, there wasn't a lot to do. And we
Uh-huh.
used to walk around Target and say, let's get it on in Target. And we would make up our own song.
Oh, daddy.
Right? Walking through the aisles at Target. Yeah.
That's hysterical. I love that so much. Like
Yeah.
truly what honestly great song. I love again, she has so many collaborations. She did one with Richard X. It was The Finest. I want to say
Oh,
which is a
yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
They did two versions. I would think there's like part 1 and part 2. She did
I mean, acapella. I
oh my
mean,
god, talk about recession pop again.
right. But like, that is like a shining gem, like right there.
Acapella, when that song came, I remember it leaked online. That was back when like leaks were like very, very still much a thing. I mean,
Right.
things still leak, but like back then it was like everything was leaking
Oh,
onto
yeah.
the internet and labels did not know how to get ahead of that curve.
Mm-mm.
And I remember that came out months before its official release. And I just remember being like, this
Oh,
is
unbelievable.
it.
Because it sounded like the future then, but it
Hmm.
still sounds relevant now.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah.
put it on and I would put it in a set, it would still go off.
Yep.
It's phenomenal.
It really is. And that music video is stunning.
Yeah.
I remember
I
getting goosebumps when she turned around and like it revealed her son, like,
Yes.
in her backpack. Yeah.
Yes. That song, for some reason why I paired that one and Ultranete's cover of Automatic together. I feel like they're around the same time. But those two
Ooh.
songs always I pair together in my mind for some reason.
I always pair acapella with this probably the most problematic track that I absolutely love. And
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't love it. I'm gonna be honest with everyone and be vulnerable with everyone. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This is a safe space. It's another David Guetta collaboration. It was never officially released. It was supposed to be the lead single from his, I don't think the album ever even came out.
Mm.
It was Akon and and David Guetta, it was Nosy Neighbor.
Oh, I don't even know if
And
I know that one.
oh my God. So my
Stop.
friend Julia, if she is listening, she and I would go fucking nuts to this song. So the thing is that the song's production fucking slaps, and that's why I love it so much.
Right,
it is
right.
a club stomper. But I'm trying to remember the lyrics. It's basically like, it's about Akon looking out his window, watching a woman undress, and
Of
then
course.
the chorus is kind of like, he goes, "Oh my God, she's doing it, taking it off, don't taking it off, don't," and then he's like, "She threw her shirt up on the floor, threw her bra up on the floor." And then she's getting naked.
What's so great about Akon songs is that they're all like that, I feel.
Yeah.
And it's just him narrating what's going on around him.
Yeah. It's this song. I mean, problematic as hell, because
Right.
like you're there's issues of consent and watching someone undress and
Stalking,
blah,
intrusion,
stalking,
right.
yeah, all of these things. But throw that all aside, you have a really fun dance song. And it's insane. Like, some of the worst lyrics, but like, let me tell you what, that song leaked onto the internet roughly around the same time as Acapella.
You're like, nothing slaps harder than lack of consent.
And I almost had our guests, but they rescind.
We'll cut that out in post.
Yeah. Just like, but oh my God, like, yeah, oh my God, she's doing it. And then just like, Akon's voice, it was just a whole thing. But that, I mean, wow, like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, that time period, there were so many wonderful, that was a magical time in music.
Girlicious.
See, okay, Girlicious was like, that was like another Robin Anton group, right? I remember them. I remember, I want to say Dave Audet even did some remixes for them.
I believe you're right.
But I don't think I ever got into them, but I did get into the Paradiso Girls.
Oh, work. Wait, so it's not even, so this is funny. So was it Like Me? Stupid Shit was the big song for them.
Okay.
Those are the two, Like Me and Stupid Shit, but there was an unreleased version, a cover that they did of Akon's Sexy Bitch.
Of course.
That is so much more superior than his to me. And it's, I love it. It's so good from the girl perspective.
I love that. Okay,
yeah,
I need to hear
it's not
this.
on streaming. I have to find it for you, but I have it somewhere. But it doesn't. I don't think it was ever released. Like, I think it was they teased it on a radio show, and somebody like got it from there, and then it never came out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, there's, and again, like, the Paradiso Girls, they had a couple singles, never really fully made it. And their album, I think it was supposed to be called Crazy Horse. Love that I'm saying this in 2025.
Right.
But there was a song, oh my God, what was it called? It was an unreleased track. In the club, no lover, you so fine, you sexy motherfucker. Boys Go Crazy. It was called Boys Go Crazy, and that song, I want to say, was produced by the Stereotypes. Another, who are like, I would say, like, they are on par with the Cataracs as far as like electronic club sound. I'm getting excited right now, like, just thinking about all of this. Like, this is so fun. So again, back to the Recession pop. Like, another song that was released during this time period that was on, I believe, in the iTunes store at one point, but has been removed and is kind of a forgotten track. But then she performed it in Dubai this week. j.lo's Louboutins.
Like, out of nowhere?
Of nowhere.
I would love to know the decision making that got to that song being in the set. Why?
Same. I need to know everything.
What Dubai gay has a hold on Jennifer Lopez?
They're like, you know what we need? They're like, they're probably like, oh, he's probably gonna ask for, like, Let's Get Loud. He's like, we need Louboutins.
Right. And she's like, what?
Right. And what if he was like, I need Louboutins, I need the Space Cowboy remix. Like, because there was a remix EP as well.
Right.
And when I saw that she performed it, I was like, this feels
homophobic.
Like this feels homophobic, but also, like, incredible.
Right.
Like,
Add it into the set, j.lo.
Yeah. And fun fact about Louboutins, do you know who originally recorded the song?
Oh, I did at one point. not Rita Ora. It's somebody random. It's oh, what the hell is her? Is it Robin?
No,
No,
but
it's
it's kind of wild to think about who recorded it.
who
And
is it?
I don't know if it was a demo for the track or if it was like originally going to this particular artist, but it was Brandy.
Brandy. I was like, it's Estelle. No, it's not Estelle. It's somebody like
Right.
that. Brandy.
Yeah,
Brandy.
Brandy. And so it was like, I don't know if Brandy was recording it for like the Human album or like or whatever, but
Oh, now you said that, and now I'm thinking of songs we don't talk about enough for Brandy.
I know
Oh,
we could honestly do. I mean, she just had a birthday. Happy
happy
birthday, Brandy!
birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yes.
Ms. Norwood. I mean, a song that will. If this is not my songs we don't talk about enough, but like
Right.
a song that we will forever. It's a crime to humanity, and this is homophobic.
Yes.
This is homophobic. That her song. Well, also, again, maybe the song title. I don't know why it's called this, but online it's called Chinese, and then in parentheses, home featuring Timbaland.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why it's called that, but hey, let's celebrate that. And again, I could say that it might be my favorite Brandy song ever.
Oh, wow.
Like that's how much I love that song.
Okay.
It is this like mid-tempo club banger. The melodies are fucking lush as hell. Do you know this song?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So my friend Alex is super obsessed with Brandy, loves
Yeah.
her. And he did, I want to say he either designed the flyer or he won a contest designing a flyer for some one-off performance or something that she was doing at like the smallest venue that you could find in Manhattan. And he was like, I'm going to go to this thing. Do you want to come with me? I was like 1000%. It was like I think an opener or two. She came out and did like a tight 15-minute set, danced her ass off, like
Oh my God.
performed like the vocal, like we were both like gagged, like the complete face crack.
Yeah.
She was so good live. I couldn't get over it. Incredible.
I would love to see her live.
Like, girl, give me a Vegas residency.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. And it's so sad. Like because her career really took a nosedive after the unfortunate events that
Right.
happened like in 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And and that's hard for everyone involved. Like
Sure.
respect and love to everyone because it's such a challenging situation. But like, I think that Brandy is due for a resurgence. I think
sure.
that she's deserving of her flowers. I mean, they call her the vocal Bible.
But I mean,
right?
really, like when I watched that video of her and Mariah in the studio together, like Mariah's Mariah, but it is very, very difficult on any level to stand in any type of toe to toe with that woman. And it was just seamless. Their voices were incredible together. And I'm sorry, like I love Ariana, but the version of The Boy Is Mine with Monica and Brandy is my preferred version.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same,
like
same, same.
I don't even listen
Yeah.
to the other one. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like it's great and I love the song, but it's like this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is my definitive version for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah. She is just an absolute dream, and her Human album would be I would say it's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Right.
Like it would make, if I had to make a list of like my 25 favorite albums, Human would be on there.
Right. Oh, by the way, I know when it was pop theory, we were talking about like the top 100 songs.
Yes.
Brian did it, my husband. And when we on our last road trip, he was just like, I'm gonna put on my playlist, and he was like so happy. He's like, this is the best thing that I've ever done. He's like, because anytime I need to work out or I just want to hear like something that I love, I put this playlist on and it's phenomenal. And I was like, well, thank you, Zach.
Oh my God. He's able to choose his 100 children.
His 100 children, most of them are Janet Jackson.
Wow. Okay, so I don't know if I can do that to my kids.
Right. I'm still working on mine.
I am too. And I'm just like, and I know Jeff and I, like he and I texted a while back trying to do it, and we were like laughing and like looking at all of our songs that we select. I think that my list is currently at 107, and I know it's not accurate. I was just like,
I don't even think I've gotten that far. Wait, where am I at?
Because I was just kind of brain dumping.
Oh, I'm only at 57.
Oh my gosh, okay, let's see if I can find this really quick.
So if for anybody who doesn't know, so in a former life when Zach had the Pop Theory podcast, what Jeff and Zach used to do is they would talk about having like a top 100 playlist, and it's like the top 100 songs of your life, like the songs that you love the most. And it's actually in practice, if you sit down to try to do it, it's way more difficult, I feel, than you would imagine.
It's so hard.
Because like there are some days where I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't listen to music. I don't know what music is. And then there are other days where I'm like adding so many things and I'm like, no, it's too much.
Yeah, and it's easy to sit there and be like, oh yeah, like I listen to this song a lot, but is it my favorite song?
Right.
You know, because there's certain songs where it's like, for me, like just because a song is one of my favorite songs of all time doesn't mean I go listen to it every single day. In fact, I
probably
don't.
Don't.
In fact, I don't, because I don't want to get sick of it, right?
Right.
But I mean, I'll give a sneak peek behind what could potentially. I can't say for sure that these are all going to make it.
Well, and I know these are never in any order. Like it's impossible for me to rank like a position.
So that's where Jeff is obsessed with stakes, and he's like, you have to rank these 1 to 100. Of course he is. And I was like, first of all, I was like, just watch me, you know, or make me shoot my own child in front of, you know, whatever. 2 of my
top 10 are already Madonna, so it's like
I mean, so right now, I mean, like, again, like I was numbering these just to be like, okay, just so I knew I would hit 100. So yeah, like in my top 10, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Madonna songs. Whether that's actually true or not,
right?
I would have to, I don't know, I maybe need to see it like a medium or a psychic or something to like be like, is this accurate? But like, okay, so here's how it varies. So I've got Madonna Skin.
Beautiful.
Madonna Impressive Instant.
Beautiful.
Madonna Frozen.
That's in mine too.
Madonna Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
Madonna Open Your Heart.
Oh, that video.
I know.
That video.
Right?
It is so such a special place.
Truly. But then we've got Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson Scream.
Perfect.
We've got Janet Jackson Throb.
Work.
We've got Kylie's Get Out of My Way.
Right. And there you go.
We have Robin, Show Me Love. Not Robin S, but Robin.
Right. With a Y.
And, with a Y. We have Gloria Estefan Oye Pablo Flores remix.
There is no way that I didn't already know that was on there.
We have Mariah Carey, Always Be My Baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's on this list, is currently at 16. Realistically, that song could potentially be number 1 on my list.
So my number 1 is Junior's mix of Heartbreaker.
I love that. Hard mix, right?
Yeah. I will always have 10 minutes in my day to devote to the start and finish of that track.
Moments we share.
You will never find, I'm sorry, on any other remix of anything that Mariah has done, that last 2 minutes of that specific remix, the vocals that he got out of her are unlike anything I've ever heard her do before. The layering, the wailing, the way she just builds the vocal intensity as he builds the mix up is so another level, and I cannot even tell you how epic it was to hear on dance floors that it's beyond for me.
I would kill someone to dance to that in a club somewhere.
There's got to be some gay DJ that's playing this where you live. There's got to be some old queen up there.
There is an old queen up here, but I don't know. DJ Monica Parker, if you're listening, play the next time you see me in house.
Yes.
The next time you see me at Rumors, I need Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker / If You Should Ever Be Lonely, Junior Vasquez's hard mix, and you are playing the entire 10-minute version.
And the show he will give will make it worth it.
You're welcome.
I'm just saying.
Like, it's incredible. You know what? I do think that mix is also in here somewhere on mine.
But like my top 10 is like, this is definitely not my top 10 because I would move some of these around.
But yep. So number 21, it was Mariah Carey, Heartbreaker, If You Should Have Ever Been Lonely. Look at
Beautiful.
that.
Yep. See, I started putting mine into a Spotify playlist. You actually have yours written out.
I have it written out.
I had to start, yeah. The Madonna ones in my well, so if I'm gonna go 1 to 10, and these are absolutely my number 10 is gonna be so strange for this podcast. Anyway, number 1 is Mariah Carey, obviously. Number 2 is the Thunderpuss mix of Taylor Dayne's Naked Without You.
Love.
Because that breakdown, that one note that she hits and holds in that is just beyond. Number 3 is the Frankie Knuckles remix of Never Never Gonna Give You Up, which is a Barry White cover. It's the most beautiful piano I've ever heard in a mix. Frankie, absolutely. It's like 8.5 minutes. It's gorgeous. And then number 4, the reason why I love the Mariah Jr. collaboration is because Val Young's "If You Should Ever Be Lonely" is one of my favorite songs of all time. So that's number 4.
Love.
So good. 5 is "Frozen" by Madonna. 6 is "Borderline" by Madonna. "Borderline" I would probably say is my number 1 Madonna song if I was going to pick.
Wow.
There's
Okay.
no matter where I am, no matter what is going on, if as soon as I hear it, it's just an instant mood changer,
Mm-hmm.
and it just calls to like such a specific part of my childhood that
Yeah.
I don't know, it's all good feelings. Number 7 is Britney Spears' "If You Could See Amy."
Wow. I love that.
That was the time when I saw that video, was the first time that I was like, she's going to be all right. She's going
Yeah.
to be okay. I was
She's gonna
like,
be okay.
the hair is hairing, the body.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
it's this is it. I was so obsessed with that. And this is where it starts to get a little random. Number 8 is Carly Simon, "You Belong to Me."
Okay.
I don't know why, I just love that song. Number 9 is a deep cut from Cher from the Closer to the Truth album, "My Love." It's one of my favorite Cher songs of all time, easily top 3.
Love that.
So good. Such a banger, and definitely a song we don't talk about enough. And then 10 is so random, and this is because of my mother, but it's "Life Story" by Barbara Streisand.
I love that though. I
There's
mean,
so
that's the whole point of this list, is
right.
that it's going to be songs that soundtracked your life, and it's going to be something that is like that no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, like it is going to spark joy,
Right.
and you're going to have memories attached. Yes.
So
That feels accurate.
I have like so many memories. So my father worked nights because he worked for the Federal Reserve Bank. So my dad worked nights, and then he would kind of sleep during the day. My mother was a stay-at-home mom, so we're always doing things with her. And I remember having my little Fisher Price portable record player, and my mother loved the Barbara Streisand "Guilty" album, which was Barbara Streisand and Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees. And she was so obsessed with this record that I would bring my Fisher Price record player into the bathroom while she was getting ready to go out for the
Uh-huh.
day. I would put it on the thing. We'd play the record, and we would listen to it start to finish over and over again while she was getting herself together. And it's
I love
just
that.
I know every note of that album. Every note. It's so good. It
Oh,
really, it's so dramatic, and it's so Barbara Streisand, but it's a phenomenal album. Barry Gibb is,
yeah.
mwah, love that man.
Mwah. Do
Mwah.
you think it would be cheating if I put like as one of my songs like Gloria Estefan's 70s moment medley?
No, it's all the songs. You get the bang for your buck. Are you kidding me?
Like, it's like 7 songs in one, but that's okay. Like,
Sure.
it's or like her Party Time Mega Mix, which is like a 22-minute.
It's so crazy.
It really is.
They were like, "Tony Moran, here's some Adderall. Go."
Go. And boy, did
he
do
went.
it. He went there. He really did. I'm
But
trying
like,
to see.
mine's all over the place because like I have like Mary J. Blige and U2, the One, their
Oh
cover of
yeah.
One. Her verse on that is so phenomenal. Like my Janet Jackson pick is "Where Are You Now."
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that's like my
Album
favorite
version or Nelly Hooper mix?
album version.
Okay.
Because I would say like my two of my favorite Janets are "Where Are You Now," and then the other "One More Chance." That was like a B-side that they ended up releasing. Like,
Yes.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
I love
One
that
More
song
Chance.
so
Was that a
much.
B-side on the If single?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 It's so good.
Yeah.
Your brain. I love you so much. Your brain
I
is
just
crazy.
like, I know. I'm like, what single was that on? And
Right.
I remember like the silver cover. What else is on here? Like I have like, yeah, I kind of went through and I was basically like thinking of like my favorite artists, and then I would just kind of list out like
Right.
my favorite songs of theirs. So like for Christina Aguilera, I have Candyman, Vanity, and Dirty.
Mm-hmm.
For, of course, right after that I put Gina G, just a little bit.
I knew she had to be on there somewhere. I'm surprised she wasn't in the top 10.
I mean, she probably would be. Let's be honest. She probably would be. I have Whitney Houston, I Learned from the Best, HQ2 Club Mix on here, as well as Step by Step.
Yep.
I have Annie Lennox, Walking on Broken Glass, and Little Bird.
See, I have Annie Lennox, Why, and the Eurythmics, There Must Be an Angel Playing with My Heart.
Oh, love that.
Love.
Yeah. Love. And then I have what are some like random ones? Let's see. Oh, I don't know if it's random, but Shakira's Ojos Así I have on here. I do have Cher, Dove L'Amore, Emilio Estefan remix.
For sure. Absolutely.
We have here's a deep cut. Alanis Morissette, Straight Jacket.
You will always turn me on with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
live.
like,
That whole
like.
album.
Okay, okay, okay.
And
So
I also hate that it's the album that she never acknowledges. And I get
she
why.
she never acknowledges it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it is my favorite Alanis Morissette album.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sonically, it's very experimental, especially for her. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's where she like bridged this like pop rock electronic thing.
Yeah.
Um, but like Straight Jacket, I mean, talk about a dance pop club banger.
Beyond.
You've got, but I mean, you have like Versions of
Oh,
Violence,
it's one of my favorites. That
Moratorium,
Citizen of the Planet.
Citizen of the Planet.
Oh, it's so good.
It.
Her lyrics on that album specifically are phenomenal. Have you
Mhm.
heard the unreleased song Break?
Yes. Yeah. Because we've talked about this, because that's the
Yes.
one song that from that like era that's not on streaming.
Yes.
And it needs to be on streaming.
It is. That's probably one of my favorite Alanis songs is that one.
That's the one where it's like, who am I kidding?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not some Mother Teresa.
Teresa.
It's so good.
Find 2 other people singing this song in 2025.
You're welcome.
Like literally, like the whole album is amazing. I love like On the Tequila.
Yes.
It's like such a great like breezy song to play during the summertime.
Yeah. Was it in praise of the emotional man or something? What is it?
In praise of a vulnerable
man. Yeah, that's good.
Wait, so you said that she doesn't revisit the album for obvious reasons. Is it because of Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, I think that's the Ryan Reynolds breakup album. She don't really.
Okay.
It just sort of came out, and I feel like it was like cathartic, and then we moved on. I've never seen her acknowledge it. I've seen her live 2 or 3 times. It's never been in any. Nothing has been from that album. Ever in any of the sets.
Well, while we're in our manifesting era, Alanis Morissette, if you would, we would love for you to come on the pod to exclusively talk about, oh my God, Flavors of Entanglement. Yeah.
I would love nothing more. First of all, I have so many questions for Alanis Morissette. It's like silly. Like the way I respect this woman, I got to see her do a performance at the Apollo Theater in New York, where it was like just an acoustic thing, her and like 2 other people on stage playing, and she sat down and she told stories in between, and she just sort of went through the whole. Was it the Jagged Little Pill acoustic tour? Maybe, I don't remember, but it was like just beyond, and just she's so emotionally intelligent, and she's
so emotionally intelligent. Yeah,
right. She's so sure of who she is, and it's been, especially in this industry, I think as a woman, as a singer, whatever, like, is so difficult, but she's been so unwavering as an ally, been so unwavering as an artist, but like an artist, like, well, somebody just stand up for artists, and is just, I just really like, she's just a good person. I have nothing bad to say about her, and she really is just phenomenal. Even like the other one that I feel like it was so good, that Reasons I Drink, from Such Pretty Forks in the Road recently, like that. And that video was so good.
Yeah.
And I still listen to that song a lot.
Yeah. She's absolutely phenomenal. She's one of those women where like, just by looking at her, I know that like if I was not out, I would be like, I'd come out to her.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, I just get the vibe. I just get the aura from her. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm safe with Alanis.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
when she came out with that song Guardian for her son. It's so good.
Like, she, again, I don't get me wrong, Jagged Little Pill, iconic album.
Iconic.
And in fact, Hand on My Pocket and Ironic and Hands Clean's from a different album. But like, those 2 songs are on my list.
Yeah.
And soundtrack to, like, I was 10 years old when that album came out. Like, it is a part of my life. It's part of my DNA. But it's one of those, she's one of those artists where her debut album was so big, it kind of has overshadowed everything else that she's ever done.
Right.
And which, you know, is kind of a blessing and a curse. Like, on one hand, awesome, you have one of the biggest selling albums of all time, one of those, you know, iconic and what am I trying to say, influential albums of all time.
For sure.
But your follow-ups are also really, really good,
like,
and deserve
really, really good,
and deserve the same amount of attention. Especially Flavors of Entanglement deserves just as much praise as Jagged Little Pill, in my opinion.
Beyond. But so does the one that was it I can't think of the name of the album.
Under Reg Sweat.
That's the one that has Hands Clean.
Yeah.
Hands Clean is one of the most brilliantly worded songs, especially dealing with the subject matter that she's talking about.
Yeah.
It's crazy how these were the words that you pulled together to describe this
Mhm.
scenario, and it's so visceral
Yeah.
that it's like
It's
I just she's one of those people that just she sings in cinema.
yep.
You know, it's just so cinematic from the minute she opens her mouth, and I'm like, girl, like you are beyond. That's why she was. Do you ever see the movie Dogma?
I have not seen Dogma.
Oh my
No.
god, when they would just when Alanis Morissette played God, I was like, tracks. That tracks.
That
It
I
should be.
do feel like, yeah, without seeing it, it does track for
Sure.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
She had a documentary that was this on a what am I trying to say? She had a bonus documentary on her like greatest hits album that she came out with back in like 2005,
Hmm.
2000, and it was like the bonus DVD as part of the album.
Yeah.
I can't find it on streaming or on like on YouTube or anything, but I have the DVD. I just don't have a DVD player. But I
Oh,
remember watching it and I just loved seeing it because it just really showed her life through her eyes and
totally.
just kind of up to that point. And it was just, she's really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really
Yeah.
cool person.
Oh, I'm
And
so glad we gave her some flowers today.
I know she
I love.
deserves the
She really does.
flowers. She really does. But yeah, so I'm still working on, long story short, still working on my top 100 list. I do view it as my children, and
It's really
I
hard. Like there are some on
it
here that
is.
I'm like, some of these songs really like defined who I am, I feel. You
And
know?
there's absolutely, and there and all different points of my life where I'm like, oh yeah, that like really captured
Right.
this year and this time of my life, and this captured like some songs were like right before I moved to Grand Rapids. Other songs were like one of the songs. So this is so funny too. So I put on here, I have Taylor Swift Out of the Woods Scooters version.
Stop. That's terrible. They're going to come for you, girl.
Come for me. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. But truly, like her 1989 album
Yeah.
came out at such a time where like I was like halfway through college. I was living with one of my best friends, Mercedes, in our friend Brian's house, and I remember listening to that album that night with her and my friend Andrew, who I mentioned earlier, and just a group of our friends, my friend Landon, and we were all just like jaw to the floor in awe. We were like, oh my god, are we Taylor Swift fans now? Like, we love this. But Out of the Woods specifically, like that was the song that did change me
Yeah.
into a fan.
And you know what? I think I've talked about this maybe on one of the podcasts before, but so when we were going to do a thing with her at work, I was like, okay, I said, so now it's come to my job, and now I'm going to have to be, as part of my job, be familiar with this catalog. So I spent the time and I went through all the catalog. I've listened to her entire discography.
Wow.
Because I was like, we're gonna be doing these specialized classes, and some classes are gonna be, we did folklore classes, and we did the ones for whatever albums, and this was like, I have to make sure that if somebody needs to talk to me about this, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And is it my type of music for the most part of it? Not really. But as soon as I got to 1989, and I was like, yes, the Max Martin moment. Let's go.
Yes, I know. And I would love for them to work together
Yeah,
again.
I
Like, they
feel like
make magic.
now, yeah, especially now, because I feel like even though I'm not a super fan of her music, and I have come to appreciate her, I like her as a person, for the most part, I think, from what I
Yeah.
know about her.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like now she seems more like the artist that I would have hoped for her to be. Like some of the early stuff feels very, very like she was a kid. She was very, very
Yeah.
young, and it feels like a lot of her stuff is very like diary entry, and so it doesn't really speak to my heart. But it's
Mm-hmm.
now like I think I had more respect for her after Midnights, because I really thought that there was some incredibly crafted tracks on there.
Yeah.
It kind of was a lateral move to TTPD for me after that, but I feel like
Yeah.
just where she is as an artist and where she is in her life, this would be a really cool time to see what her and Max could produce.
Yeah. Here's a question. And then we'll get to songs we don't talk about enough. But someone asked me, you said, you mentioned TTPD.
It's too much to say.
Yeah. Kind of, not necessarily being the album for you. It's definitely not for me.
And I say that as somebody who absolutely loves Fortnite. I think it's
Yeah.
a great song.
Yeah. But someone asked me the other day, what's Madonna's worst song?
Hey You.
And oh. Oh my god. You just like went there.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry, Mom.
Oh my God. I literally was like, this is totally my bias coming out. But I was like, I'm having a hard time saying what I think is actually her worst song.
Right.
And
because there are some songs that are like, they become an acquired taste.
An acquired taste. There are certain songs where like I said the controversial thing where I was like, Madonna's first 2 albums, just for me, I don't ever revisit. It's not that I dislike them, or it's not that I don't like, or I think that it's bad, but I was like, these are the 2 albums that like at any 80s party you go to, like you're gonna hear these tracks.
Right.
I don't need to go out of my way to go listen to them. So I hardly do. But then like I was like in my head, I was like, I'm going bananas, maybe. Like
I love that song.
but I was like, I do too. I was like, it's campy.
Right.
It's fun. I was like, I don't know. I was like, it's definitely the bias popping out in me, but I was like, I can't tell you what my mother's.
I will also say that I'm Breathless is probably in like my top 3 favorite Madonna albums.
Love that.
Like it's so good.
Oh, and this same person had the audacity to be like, "Oh, is it Hanky Panky?" And I was like,
what?
"Fuck you!" One of my favorite songs.
Are you out of your mind? No.
Hanky Panky is one of my favorite Madonna songs.
Incredible. I love that song. No. That person, needs a timeout.
Yeah, I know. And this person that they keep sharing opinions with me. Love this person, by the way.
Right.
But I keep saying, "Come on the pod, let's talk about it."
Right.
And then they'd leave me unread. And I'm like, all right.
No, but it's difficult because I feel like even when I think of songs that like most people wouldn't enjoy by Madonna, even if it's more like the recent ones, like I don't expect people to love Ecstatic Process, but I do. I love it.
Right.
I don't expect people to love Paradise Not For Me, but I do. You know, I don't expect people to love Extreme Occident from Madam X, but I love that song. You know, like I was a very big fan of Madam X for when it came out, like, and I thought it was so good and it was so different, and it just, I don't know, it was crazy. It was all over the place, but I loved it.
I'm like wrestling with, do I say this or not? I'll just say this. The person I'm talking to, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
One of the things that like kind of really turned me on in our first conversation was they mentioned how Madam X was one of their favorite albums.
Marry him the minute he asks you.
I know. And then so I'm like, okay, like, is he just saying that? And then he started mentioning like Dark Ballet and things like that. And I was like,
are you a unicorn?
I was like, did I just meet my soulmate? Like what is happening right now?
And then we walk down the aisle to God Control.
We laugh, but it's gonna happen.
I know. And I will be there waving. Yes, bitch.
Although watch him like listen to this and be like,
I don't know.
I think I'm done with this. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it's that time where we've come to our famous segment where songs we don't talk about enough, where we take a moment to each talk about a deep cut, a bonus track, a song, maybe it's a flop single, if you will. Maybe it's a remix, a song that we just don't feel like gets its justice, gets its dues.
And I feel like I might have actually done this on one of the Pop Theory episodes, but I'm going to do it again because I'm seeing it again in front of me for the top 100 ever.
Love.
And I'm going to go to my Canadian queen, Miss Celine Dion.
Ooh.
And it will always be a bother to me that Sorry for Love, the version from A New Day Has Come, was never a thing. It should have been released. It should have been a single. There should have been remixes. And I cannot believe in the tiny, tiny window of Celine Dion dance music, we missed possibly the best one of all time.
Oh my God. Do I add that to my list? I don't know if it's on there.
But like that vocal, that key change when she goes up, when holds the note.
Can I hit it? Hold it. I'm not sorry.
I was like, here she goes, rev her up.
It's so good.
It's so good. But like that song, and even like I Surrender, so good. But this one, Sorry for Love, like they tried to do a ballad version on the One Heart album a few years later, and I was like, thank you, I appreciate this, I don't need it, but it will always be this version for me. It is,
Chef's kiss.
right. There is just something about specifically a woman with a beat behind her when she's got that powerful of a voice that always works.
Yeah.
And the fact that Celine never really dipped into that too much is
Right.
just crazy to me, because it's so good. But
Yeah.
she's another one. I'll support her to the end. Say a
Support
bad
it to
word.
the
Say
end.
a bad word about that woman. I dare you.
And I would just feel like, what kind of homophobic person would do that?
Right.
Like,
Right.
saying a slight against Celine Dion. Like,
Right.
you have to be a horrible person to do that.
Beyond.
Like, crazy.
Yeah.
But this is our plea to Celine's record label. Celine, if maybe you're the one holding it up, I don't know, but put your dance remixes on streaming. Oh no, what happened?
And we're back.
And we're back. That was wild.
I was literally like, oh my God, I just got Thanos. I was like, that's it. No more for me.
They were like, Google was just like, too gay.
Right.
Done. Too much.
Today's
Too
the day Today's the day we take the G out of the acronym.
Yeah, they said DEI is over.
That's it. Now it's just LB.
God, literally.
Please.
But that's a really good choice. Celine Dion, Sorry for Love. Mine, so we referenced this artist earlier at the very beginning of the show, Ms. Dev. Dev, and I believe Dev goes by Dev Escaliente on Instagram, which I love. But she released a couple like singles. So she's been kind of doing the independent music thing for a little while, and she released a couple singles over the pandemic. And I want to make sure that I'm getting the single title correct, so I'm looking it up really quick. It is, oh my God, wait, no.
What is it missing?
Are they like gone from the internet now?
Hold on, I'm looking.
She released 2 songs over. I am not seeing them.
So I'm looking through her on Spotify. So it looks like during the pandemic, there's Mango, Follow My Lead, Bom Dia, Menina Bonita.
No.
Y Como Yo? Is
Y
she
Como
Spanish?
Yo.
Y Como Yo?
Y Como Yo, yeah. And then there was Y Como Yo, and then there was one right after it, which was like Poppy something.
Mommy Poppy.
Mommy and Poppy, yeah. But Y Como Yo. Y Como Yo is a fucking bop.
Okay, I have to listen. I don't know this song.
It goes like, Y Como Yo, oh. And they're like, almost kind of like a Shakira, She-Wolf type of thing. But, and drop it to the floor. I don't know if she has any Hispanic descent in her, but like if she does, let's celebrate that. like we love that. Like, but no, truly the song is a bop. It is.
I have to listen.
It is like a really fun, like.
She's got a lot of tracks that I haven't heard.
She does, yeah.
Oh wow.
Like, it's. I'm trying to think of how to describe. I mean, it's definitely a dance song. I would say it's like a mix between like house and I don't know. It's definitely house inspired.
Yeah.
But yeah, the song, it absolutely slaps. I mean, it suffers from like the 2.5 minute curse, which we all know that I, famously beat a dead horse off and whatnot. But
I mean, it's like 2:17 on Spotify. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know why she removed those from Apple Music or who removed those from Apple Music, but how dare you?
Right. It looks like she's definitely putting them out independently, like on her own.
Yeah. So, well, Dev, this is your chance to come on the show. We can talk about this. I'm just saying,
not for nothing though. I think it would be really interesting, Dev, to kind of get you on here and feel it out. What happened? Where are we? What went on? Like, how did it all go down?
What happened? Where are you now? What are we doing? We're excited for the new single. Let's dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. We covered a lot of ground today.
A lot more than I thought we were going to.
More than I thought so too. But like, I loved it. Like,
yes.
What chaos.
what chaos.
What chaos. What mayhem. Mayhem. Yes, mayhem is upon us.
Bringing it all back around.
Well, that's it for today's episode. But thanks for everyone for tuning in. John Michael, always a pleasure. And
see you later.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.